Yes, or destroy a tower will win. Now, a lot is on the line overall for the side of Team Ice, and they have to go against Brazil.
Ice's W damage, so he may even go for that first. Actually, he might go for the Q first for the range harass, and then max out the W. In the 1v1 trades, he can just go all in with the E. There are some strategies where you'll max out the E as well second, but I'm not sure if he really wants the resistances or will be enough really to save him in the 1v1, whereas the damage from Electrical Surge will be way more.
Yeah, definitely true. As right now, they're just eyeing each other off. Arcticops Kennen, one of my personal favorites, but I don't know why you wouldn't be a doctor.
MD Kennen.
Yeah, MD Kennen is the best, because trust me, I'm a doctor, you know? You can lead them into a false sense of security.
And bam, here's the scalpel.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, laning phase is going to start. Zanzara just clearing out the waves, not worrying about hitting the Kenny too much. Zelwyn's going to miss one of the CS. Zanzara doing much better this time. Actually misses two of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, by virtue of being Quinn, it forces Elwyn back. Like, Elwyn can't approach the minion wave because if he gets into an auto-attack trade at this stage in the game, he just loses. He went for the Q level 1 because he just wants to farm and knew this fact.
Oh, misses the Blinding Assault. This is exactly what we were talking about. Once he hits that level 2, especially if he hits it before Elwyn, things get dangerous.
He looks for the punish. Elwyn is just going to punch him in return as Zanzara tries to approach. That's the only really window that he can go for, or he can go for some like crazy Qs that go around the minions, but this is disastrous right now. He's missing all of the minions under the tower. This is about as bad as it could have gone, but there were 2 missed minions from Zanzara, so it's not the end of the world right now.
Well, it certainly isn't. And of course, the pressure is on the jungler to try and farm this one out. Doesn't have a lot of experience last hitting creeps, because of course the jungle minions don't have any things bashing on them. It's much easier that way. Zelwyn's just guarding his health relic. Doesn't want to use it just yet for the lack of efficiency. Oh, good stun from Elwyn as he goes back, wins the trade.
That's nice. It's very hard for him to make that happen, because typically Quinn will just be able to hit you with the Q, but I think it was either down or just about to come up there as Zanzara used it on the minion wave, so it's kind of like a blitzcrank hook. Like, you don't want to just shoot it out, because as soon as it's down, then it opens up a window for your opponent to go in. Likewise, when Elwyn throws out a shuriken and gets a Mark of the Storm, then he can go in as well, because landing 2 more marks considerably easier as he can just charge at the Quinn. And now, that's happened 2 or 3 times, and it's given Elwyn control of the lane.
Yeah, the other thing we have to look at is the fact that, of course, Kennen's an energy champion. Zanzara on the Quinn is a mana champion, so we'll have to watch out for that mana bar. Elwyn certainly doesn't, so all of those spells can just be spammed by the Kenny. Quinn has to be a little bit more careful. However, not anymore. We'll have that full blue bar. He goes back, grabs himself an extra Doran's Blade and those boots as well. I'm looking to hopefully pick up some of these minions under the turret.
Additionally, Kennen is very punishing if you force your opponent back, because he can just sweep through the minion wave with his W and E combo, completely clear it out, and then Zanzara is going to miss maybe 2 or 3 CS there. Later into the game it becomes even worse as he insta-clears it. He can't do that while his opponent's in lane necessarily, unless he has a massive advantage, because your opponent will just hit you in the face a bunch, and then you'll get chunked. But right there he was able to shove it in and use Lightning Rush to get back to lane.
Yeah, he's going to do so. Falling behind 8 CS, though, on the side of Elwyn. Zanzara misses that one, but has otherwise been very, very good with this farming. Elwyn once again back in the position of guarding this health relic, trying to find his window. Is it going to be level 6? Is that what Elwyn's looking for? Wants to get that Slicing Maelstrom. Of course, Zanzara will have the Sky Strike, I guess, after he comes down off Valor, but otherwise it's not exactly a huge level for Quinn.
You can move into the bush. Because there are no wards in this game mode, then you can head into the bush and then try and get like a surprise strike. It's not like an all-in trade, but it's just something else you can add to your combo. Kennen finds it kind of hard to interrupt it out of the ultimate. He has to land the shuriken, if nothing else. If he lands an auto attack, she's already on top of you, so it's pretty hard for him to deal with that. But as soon as he hits level 6, as you rightly said in Champion Select, Kennen's going to murder you. Because it's just like, oh, what's your offensive spell? You dash further into my Maelstrom. Fantastic. So Elwyn's in pretty good shape.
And of course, if that Vault does come out, then what do? You just throw out your Q, easy peasy. Skill shot, not even necessarily a skill shot at that stage.
Yeah, I feel like the end may have come for Zanzara already, just because he's not being particularly aggressive. He's not looking for a lot of auto-attack trades. That's what he should have been doing earlier into the game, but we're now 5 minutes kind of too late. He was able to get the push in the last wave, so Elwyn had to go for that health relic to just burn it, but right now, unless he gets some serious damage in, Elwyn's in a position where he can all in. He's got the level 6.
Yeah, and he's going to get hit by the edge of that blinding assault, but not too much of a good stun comes out from Elwin, but not going for the all-in just yet. Oh my goodness, the face check as Elwin throws down the ultimate, but can't close the gap. It's a disaster, and that is a huge cooldown now that Elwin will have to wait before going for any other kind of all-in.
Okay, that went as well as it could have done for Zanzara. Elwin got the perfect combo on. He put Zanzara in the easiest of kill ranges. He just needed another trade. He could have chased him down, could have popped the ultimate. That's a kill. But now Elwin walks back in again.
That's ludicrous amounts of damage. Remember, Elwin doesn't have the defensive summoner spell. Zanzara's the one with the barrier, so isn't as worried as this Kennen, who's now forced back 11 CS behind once this last one falls, and another minion wave for Zanzara to eat up and throw into the turret of the Kennen.
Yeah, but to finish that point off, Zanzara played that pretty perfectly. He stayed just on the outside ring of where the Maelstrom was, so he's not going to be able to get in range again. He knew he'd already burned all of Kennen's spells, so he wasn't able to lightning rush in. And then he could just stay on the edge and continue to harass. He's got the farm advantage. He can play this slow now. The only downfall is that Elwin did manage to keep the exhaust and ignite. So if he does get in range for the exhaust, he can use that as a soft gap close to allow himself to get on top of the Quinn for the ultimate. But Zanzara also kept his barrier, so there's a lot of trade-offs to how the next couple minutes can go, but Zanzara has an into this game now.
Very interesting that he goes for this Spectre's Cow pickup as well. Zanzara just looking to play out the long game. Not too worried. Just says, well, I'm ahead in farm. Head in farm by quite a way. That's like more than a full minion wave. Blinding Assault comes in one more time. Draws back some distance. Nicely done as the auto trades are winning out here for the Quinn, but good stun once again for the follow-up from Elwin. Will go and get himself a little bit more healthy. Health packs for everyone. Just going to once again go back.
The optimal trades here for Elwin is not to get hit in the face by a bird, but instead to get all three marks of the Storm down just like that.
Yeah.
If he can lead with Q and then follow up with an auto attack and a W, perfect. Just backs away. If he gets into an extended trade, I'm talking about 3-4 seconds, Quinn starts to come out on top.
Elwin does have that Slicing Maelstrom back off cooldown once again, so that all-in opportunity is there. And this clock is most certainly ticking for the Kennen. Scary, scary times. Zanzara just using that mana bar to clear out as many minions as he can. He knows that the pressure is on to last hit them all very, very effectively if he wants to win this. Because slowly but surely Elwin is coming out the better as time goes on. But still, 11. It's not, that gap isn't closing very fast, Pulse.
It is not, but that was a dirty Q coming out from Elwin, and that may allow him to get in here. It's been a couple minutes, so his ultimate is of course up. Had he landed one more for the stun, that probably would have spelt the end there for Zanzara.
That was a fantastic vault as well, just to make sure that that Slice of Maelstrom was once again not in range. Wants to be able to see exactly what's going on. Good ignite comes in as Elwin there. He's going to close the gap now. No opportunity. Good exhaust. Very, very late. No, Elwin doesn't get the last auto and cancels the final one, being very scared of that turret.
Big smile on Zanzara's face there. He knew he should not have been alive to see another day. But Elwin botches it just at the very end. Was not quite enough. Needed to be a little further forward so he could have just landed the final auto attack. But he gets away with it.
Oh, there it is.
That is what Tilt is made of, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Doesn't do so well clearing out that particular minion wave as the Kennen's going to make his way back to lane as well. Bit of attack speed, bit of damage. Just filling out that variety bucket after the Seeker's Arm Guard has been picked up, which should stack up before the game's over, which is good.
You would have to hope. But the important thing here is Elwin has maybe one more opportunity before minions take over the game or his tower dies. Zanzara hasn't got that much damage on tower. It's probably going to come down to a minion game. But Elwin, his all-in is now on his next ultimate. If he doesn't win with that, basically over, because Zanzara will just chunk him down. Sky Strike will be able to just get efficient trades against the Kennen if he abuses the brush. And he has that one shot.
Good dodge of the Blinding Assault. And Medpack going to come up once again. Elwin does have the inside track if he wants to get to it first, and Lightning Rush will allow him to get there, so steals it away. Now, one minion is the difference as this wave crashes to the turret. Make that 2. Make it 3. That's 4. He's farming very, very well. Misses the last one, but that's only 4 minions. This is very, very close. As far as all the 1v1s that we've had, like, this is probably one of the closest thus far Zanzaro is really trying to hold on to this series for Team Ice.
I think regardless of how this 1v1 goes, Zanzaro has garnered the respect of his team and pretty much everyone watching, because no one was expecting this from a jungler, not even his own team.
Yeah.
So he has done real well against a top laner.
His micro skill is fantastic. Actually wins out on that last trade as well, as Elwind's looking to try and get his way in. Slicing Maelstrom is there, the Volt's down, but look at all this damage. The minions doing work as well, but there it is. No barrier available. Oh, misses the Q, but gets the last auto, and Elwind secures the victory for Turkey. 3-0 in the first 3 games. Dominance is asserted.
That is the face of happiness, but frustration for Elwind, as multiple all-ins went awry for him. Zanzaro holding on by the